There you are, Aaron. It took me forever to find out your new phone number. I went through so much trouble in order to find you a decent woman to marry. I even went as far as planning an extravagant wedding for you. And then you run off and marry some random floozy. And to top it all off, you moved and changed your phone number without telling me? How could you treat me this way? I suppose you aren't entirely to blame. You never were one to stand up for yourself. I have no doubt that awful woman who you married is the one putting you up to all of this. But not to worry, Aaron. It'll be fine soon. I found your new address. I'll be over there soon, and with me there to back you up, I'm sure together we can sort that harpy out. I'm just about to get in my car, so I should be there in no time. It's clear that woman wasn't given a proper upbringing, so I'll have to fix her mother's mistakes. I'll have her whipped into shape before the month's end, Aaron. Mark my words.
Mom? What the hell is going on here?
Ah, I see you finally noticed my message. I was wondering, when would you reply? It had been almost 2 hours. I was starting to worry that woman had taken your phone from you, but since you seem to be fine, I suppose you were simply too overwhelmed with joy at the thought of your mother coming to rescue you from your misery that you were at a loss for words.
I was in a meeting, at my job. I didn't have time to check my phone until now, and I just saw your messages. And in any case I wasn't clear before, you were the last person I wanted to hear from. I told you, Mom, I'm cutting you out of my life. Got it? Now go back home.
Oh, my dear sweet Aaron, it's absolutely terrifying the grip that awful woman has on you. Ugh, I get shivers whenever I hear her name. Charity. Bleh. But as I said before, Aaron, you don't need to be afraid of her anymore. I've managed to track down your new address. There's nothing she can do to keep me from you now. I'll get right to work on fixing her up as soon as I get to your house. So don't you worry about a thing. You just focus on your work and leave all the dirty work to your dear mother.
Mom, I've told you this more times than I can remember. But Charity is my wife. She's wonderful to me. I love her, and you don't need to fix anything about her. Go home. You are not welcome at our house, and you never will be. So do not come. Do I make myself clear?
I've just turned onto your street, Aaron, to be there shortly.
Oh, for the love of God! Charity? It's me. Listen, this is very important. I need you to lock all the doors and windows and do not open them for anyone, okay? I mean it. Charity? Do not open them for anyone except me. No matter what they say, keep the doors locked. Pretend you aren't home.
Aaron, what's going on? You're scaring me.
It's my mom. I don't know how, but she managed to find our new address.
What?
She just messaged me a minute ago saying that she was on our street, so she'll probably be there soon. Do you hear anything outside?
Well, actually, I just got to my client's office a little while ago. I have a meeting with them in a little bit, so yeah. I'm not at home right now and won't be for a while.
Really? Oh yeah, you did mention that earlier.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not home at the moment, so you don't need to worry about me letting her in. When she sees that no one's there, she's gonna turn around and go back home, right?
Just in case, I think we'd better book a room at a hotel for tonight. Do you have your valuables on you?
Yeah, I carry around whatever is carryable. Just like you said. Anything that's too big to fit in my bag, I left at my parents' house.
Okay. Sounds like we're in the clear for now. Anyway, thanks. I guess the next order of business is to find a new apartment as soon as possible. Man, it's time like this that make me really happy that we're both fortunate enough to get jobs that let us work from home.
Yeah, for real. If we were working at a regular company, it would be a lot harder for us to up and move to a different place in an emergency. Imagine if you had to keep living there even after your mom found us.
Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. And Charity, I'm really sorry that my mom is causing so much trouble for us.
Aaron, I keep telling you, you don't need to apologize for anything. I knew exactly what I was getting into when I married you, and I said yes, didn't I?
Yeah, you sure did. Thanks, Charity. Okay, well, I'm gonna get us a hotel room. I'll message you again once I make the reservation.
Okay, no rush. Gonna go talk to my client now. Bye. What is it with this city? Every single street looks exactly the same. I feel like I've been going in circles for the last half an hour. Whatever made you think it would be a good idea to move to this god-forsaken place? But not to worry, I finally found your place, Aaron. Isn't this exciting? We're about to embark on a new journey as a family. Just the two of us, and that awful wife of yours who we'll be reforming. We'll give her all the tough love she needs to straighten her out. And if she resists, then you'll divorce her immediately. Ah, and you don't need to worry about being lonely when she's gone. I've already got the perfect woman lined up for you to marry. She's just like your dear old mother. Aaron, what is the meaning of all this? You never told me Charity was pregnant. And she looks like she could give birth any second now. That awful little brat tried to stop me from coming in the house, so I gave her a bit of a smack, out of love, of course. Spare the rod and spoil the child. She's going to have to get used to a new way of life, and it's better she does than sooner than later. But in any case, your apartment really is something else. Aaron, it's gorgeous. I feel like I could fit my whole house inside the living room. There should be more than enough space for me to put my things. So tell me, Aaron, what about time were you planning on being home tonight? I'm having Charity make me a bite to eat for lunch right now, since I thought it would be a good plan to start her cooking training right away. So if you have any requests for dinner, let me know and I'll have her start working on it just as she finishes making my lunch. Anything you want, yeah, just name it.
Mom? Hold on. Back up 1 second. You're already at our apartment? Exactly when did you get there?
A few moments ago, dear. I told you I would find you, didn't I? Seriously, though, imagine my shock when I find out that I would become a grandmother in less than a month. Granted, I do have my share of issues with the child maternal lineage, but not to worry, I'm an expert in discipline, so I'll have any of his mother's traits wiped out of him by the time he enters elementary school.
Wait, child?
Yes, my grandchild. And since I'll be living with the two of you, I'll always be there to ensure that awful wife of yours doesn't have too much of a negative influence.
Mom? Charity isn't pregnant.
What are you talking about?
Also, Charity isn't at home either. She's with me right now.
That's impossible. She's in the kitchen right now.
When I found out you were coming, I booked us a room at a hotel for the night to keep from having to deal with you. We're both at the station right now. She just got off her train, and we're about to head to the hotel.
How many times do I have to tell you she's right here? She's making my lunch as we speak. She can't be with you.
I have no idea what's going on right now, but... Mom, please don't tell me that you just barged into the apartment and started acting like you own the place.
What's wrong with that? It's your apartment. So since I'm your mother, I do own the place in a way. A fact which that awful woman seemed not to understand. Where did she get off threatening to call the police on me? It seems as though I have my work cut out for me straightening her up. It's dreadful that she doesn't even give me the proper respect to the mother of the man who's financing her selfish, greedy lifestyle.
I'm not financing anything, Mom. We both work. And that's completely besides the point. Mom, I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to say.
What is it, dear?
The apartment you're in right now is not ours. You stormed into the wrong apartment.
Nonsense.
Listen, Mom, Charity is with me. She's standing right beside me. And she's not 9 months pregnant. She's not even 1 month pregnant. She's not pregnant at all. And our apartment is not that big. It's a studio apartment. There's barely enough room for us, much less you and all of your stuff.
You're not making any sense.
Let me ask you something. What makes you think the address you're at right now is our address? How did you find it?
Oh well, a friend of mine who lives near you said they saw you moving your bags into this apartment, so they told me the address.
That's odd. When did this happen, exactly?
Well, I suppose it's been out 6 months or so. So I started planning out my re-education plan for your awful wife and saving up money for the move. And once everything was settled, I headed over there right away.
Oh, okay. I think I get what happened now.
What is it? What happened?
The place you're at right now is about 10 minutes away from a big shopping mall down the road from an elementary school, right?
Yes, why?
You said it was 6 months ago, so that would put it roughly 3 months after I formally cut you out of my life. That apartment belonged to a friend of mine from college. He and his wife were living there. They were kind enough to let us stay there for 2 weeks while we got an apartment sorted out.
2 weeks?
Yeah. The residents of the apartment we were moving into still had 2 weeks left on their lease, so we just had to wait until they were all moved out. So, yeah, it wasn't a permanent living arrangement. We were only there for a short time.
So, the woman in the kitchen right now isn't your wife, it's your friend's wife? Oh my goodness gracious! Do be a dear and call them to explain the situation. I'm sure they'll understand it's coming from you.
I'm not finished. My friends moved out of that apartment months ago.
What? Oh no, Aaron, this is terrible. The woman here, she called her husband and he just came home. He started yelling at me and I was so terrified that I ran and locked myself in their bathroom. What should I do now? Help me.
So, as I was saying, the people living in the apartment that you just barged into, they're not us. They're not my friends. They're not my friends' friends. I have no idea who they are.
That can't be.
To summarize, you just barged into someone's apartment, assaulted a 9 months pregnant woman, and are now locked in their bathroom and refusing to leave. In the business, that's what they call trespassing.
That wasn't my intention at all.
Well, intentional or not, once the police get there, I think you're looking at a mandatory ride to the station.
Police?
My wife? As in my real wife, and not the woman who you just assaulted because you thought she was my wife? Just got off the phone with the local police department and explained the situation.
Oh no! Oh no! What should I do now?
What choice do you have? Explain yourself and apologize, and maybe they won't press charges.
Apologize? Why should I have to do that?
Well, in this case, I would say the most pertinent reason is because you slapped a pregnant woman and forced her to make you lunch for the trouble?
But it was an honest mistake.
I don't believe this. Are you for real? You've met Charity so many times, yet you still managed to forget what she looked like and confuse her with some random stranger?
Well...
And I mean, it's not like you forgot her name. At any point in your escapades today, did you think even just once to address her by name? That would have saved you a lot of trouble, I think.
But that's... It was obviously her. She had the key to your apartment and everything. Well, the apartment I thought was yours. So when I saw her open the door and go in, I knew it had to be her.
Oh, and one other thing. Even after I got married and told you, repeatedly, that I don't need or want you to find a wife for me, you went ahead with your plans anyway, didn't you? What kind of inconsiderate, unthinking, oblivious moron are you? My God in heaven, when your husband divorces you and your only son disowns you, I'd say most people would stop and think, gee, maybe I'm the problem here. But not you.
Aaron?
Whatever. I'm done with you. Enjoy prison, you psychopath.
Aaron, I can't believe you. You're my son. I'm your mother. You have to help me. Hurry up and do something. You can't speak to me that way. Aaron, pick up this instant.
My mom was taken into custody by the local police, and after consulting with the poor people she barged in on, she was charged with trespassing, assault and battery, and a few other crimes. She evaded prison time due to her age, but now she had to deal with the inconveniences of having a criminal record. While she was busy dealing with the fallout of her trial and conviction, I talked with Charity's parents. And as of today, I have officially changed my name and no longer have any connections, legal or otherwise, to my mother. It hit her pretty hard when she heard the news through the grapevine. Fortunately, she had never visited my in-laws' house and has no way of finding out where they live. So I don't think we'll be hearing from her ever again. But, just in case, I went ahead and got a legal restraining order against her. As for what she's doing now, my aunt told me that she had holed herself up in her house for days after she got back from the police station. She got fired from her job, and now she has to deal with finding new work with a criminal record to her name in order to pay off the damages she owes to that couple. Oh, and speaking of them, they called the other day and said she had given birth to a healthy baby boy. I'm really happy for them. I have a feeling that child will grow up in a much better environment than I did.
Hey, Dylan, are you at the house still?
Huh? Oh, hey, Taylor. Yeah, I'm still at home. How come?
Oh, okay. You're going to need to leave in, the next 10 minutes.
What? Why?
I need the house.
Huh? The whole house? Why?
I'm getting my hair done, and my hairdresser is coming to the house to do it.
But why do you need the whole house for that? Surely you can just do it in the kitchen, can't you?
Actually, no, I can't. My friends are coming over as well, and we want the house so that we can have a girls' day. We can't do that if you're sulking around the place.
But, Taylor, I have a load of work that I need to do, so I can't really leave the house for long because I need a steady internet connection.
What? Are you on about that stupid stuff you do on the computer? That's not a real job, you know? I mean, I doubt you're even doing anything. You're probably just sitting at home all day playing games, whilst me and your brother are out all day working hard to get the money to pay the bills. How about you do everyone a favor and stop being such a leech, okay?
Well, that's not fair. I'm not just sitting and playing games. I'm actually working really hard. Yes, I might not have to go out to work like Tristan does, but it's still work. I just got lucky enough to be able to work from home. And besides, you don't even have a job. You don't work at all. You just take all of Tristan's money and use it for yourself. Last month, he even took so much that he had to ask me to cover a bit of his rent. You didn't even buy anything useful, just some shoes.
They weren't just some shoes. They were Louis Vuitton. Do you even know how jealous everyone is when I wear them? They are some of the most expensive and sought-after shoes in the world.
And are they worth Tristan not having any money for anything else?
Yeah. He doesn't mind. He'd have told me not to buy them otherwise.
He didn't even know you were getting them. And if I recall correctly, he asked you to take them back, and your response was to wear them outside and scuff the bottoms up, just so that you could say that they wouldn't accept them as a return now.
Oh, whatever. Look, just get out of the house. In fact, whilst you're at it, why not just take all of your things and just not come back?
Huh? What are you going on about now?
You heard me. I want you out of the house. Permanently.
You're kicking me out?
That's such a harsh way to put it. Think of it more like an eviction.
That's exactly the same thing, and in no way less harsh. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere. We can have a talk with Tristan later if there are some issues that need to be resolved, but for now I'm staying here and I'm doing my work.
Ugh, why do you have to be so awkward? Look, just get out of the house. That's all I'm asking. You don't need to live there, so you can go and find your own place so that me and Tristan can finally live together like a proper couple. I don't want to live with my husband's dorky little brother for the rest of my life. I want my own house, and I want it now. So you need to leave, ASAP.
Wow, so this is what you really think, huh? You really hate me, is that it? So much so that you want to kick me out of the house?
Yeah. I mean, why are you even living with us in the first place? Are you really that poor and lazy that you can't earn enough money to get your own place to live? Just how pathetic are you?
I'm not just gonna move out simply because you told me to. In fact, I think I'm gonna have a word with Tristan when I get home later and we can talk about your behavior and how you've been treating me.
You're seriously going to go and tattle on me to your brother? Really?
I'm dealing with this conflict like any mature adult should. I'm gonna have a proper conversation about it with the people who it concerns. And my brother just happens to be one of them.
Ugh, whatever.
Now, I can leave for an hour so you can get your hair done if you'd like, but it can't be more than 1 hour.
Fine. Just leave the house for 1 hour. At least that way I'll have some personal time without having to deal with you.
Okay, then I guess I'll be back in an hour.
Or, don't come back at all. That's an option.
I'll see you in 1 hour. Hey, Tristan, sorry to bother you while here at work, but I really think that we all need to have a good, long chat tonight about our living situation. Hey, bro, it's alright. And what do you mean? Has something happened? It's just, Taylor's basically just messaged me and tried to kick me out of the house. What? Why would she do that? She said something about wanting a place for just you and her, which, I do get considering you're a couple and all, but to do that, I think we'd all need to chat about how things are at the minute. Yeah, no, of course. It's probably for the best that we all talk things through. Thanks, bro. No problem. I'll see you tonight then, yeah? Yeah, definitely. See you later. Taylor, what have you done? Why is all my stuff on the sidewalk?
Oh, you're back.
Yes, I'm back. Why is all my stuff outside in the front yard?
I told you, I want you out of the house. This is our home, and neither one of us wants you here anymore. Trust me, I know because I messaged him and he said that he agreed with me. So you should just take your stuff or whatever's left of it and get out of here already.
Well, I know for a fact that's not true because I spoke with Tristan earlier and he said that he agreed with me. But apparently you've decided to take matters into your own hands and totally destroy everything I own.
Well, I thought you just needed a bit of a helping hand to get the message. Now that all of your stuff is already outside, you can just pick it all up and go live somewhere else.
You've really gone too far this time, Taylor. It's starting to rain. All my things are gonna get soaking wet. This isn't funny.
It kind of is from my point of view.
You were such a horrible woman. I don't know what my brother saw in you when he decided to marry you.
Blah, blah, blah. Just get lost already.
You're definitely gonna regret doing this.
Oh, I'm so scared. As if.
You won't be mocking me soon.
And why is that?
You'll find out soon enough. Dylan, where are you? How come you're not at home, and where's all your stuff? Why don't you ask your wife? Taylor took all my things out of the house and chucked them on the sidewalk in the rain. I've had to gather everything up and put it all into storage. I'm currently in a hotel for the night before I can get a new place sorted. Oh, hang on. You're moving out? Yeah, I can't deal with Taylor anymore. This was the last straw. I'm only glad that I took my laptop with me when I went to the cafe, so that I could get some work done. If I hadn't done that, then someone walking by the house could have just taken it. I've already lost some of my things because people have simply helped themselves thanks to Taylor. Jeez, I'm sorry she's done that. Let me just have a word with her. Look, I'm sorry to say this, Tristan, but I can't live with her. As long as she's about, then I won't be moving back in with you. I see. Okay then, leave it with me. I'll make sure that everything gets sorted out properly. Huh? Don't worry about it. Okay?
Dylan, hey, how are you? Look, about the other day, I don't know what came over me. Just chucking all of your things out like that? So rude. So, I know I said that I didn't want you living with us anymore, but maybe I was just a bit hasty. We can all fit into the house. It is quite a big one after all, lol.
So what's brought all this on then?
Well, Tristan may have mentioned something about needing to split the rent or something like that, but it's truly not about the money. I honestly would just miss you being in the house. Although, if you could come back and start contributing towards the rent and bills again, that would be good.
Ah, I see. So you finally found out that to actually live in the house, you need me to help pay the bills, huh?
Maybe.
What happened to my job not being a real job and that I'm just playing games or something stupid like that?
Well, I don't get it, but Tristan told me that you actually earned more than him. But surely with that amount of money, you could just pay the rent and we could live a bit better? It wouldn't be too much skin off of your nose now, would it?
So first you wanted to kick me out of the house, saying that I was a lazy bum who contributed nothing to your life, and now you want me to come back simply so I can pay the rent and bills and you can go and spend even more of Tristan's money? Yeah, I don't think so.
But you've got to. I don't want to go and live in some dingy little flat simply because Tristan's not earning enough.
Have you ever thought of you getting a job so you can actually help out paying for things? Not to mention that you'd have your own money to spend on whatever you want then, instead of using all of Tristan's.
Oh, please. As if someone like me was meant to work a menial job like you. I deserve a life of luxury.
Well, I hope that luxury can be found in the dollar store because it sounds like you and Tristan are gonna have to cut back on your spending if you're gonna afford to keep living in that house.
Ugh, see, this is why I don't like you. You're just so selfish.
Says you.
Whatever. Me and Tristan can figure something out. At least I'm rid of you now.
Uh-huh, sure.
What did you say to him?
Huh? Say to who?
To Tristan, of course.
I've not spoken to him today. Why?
Because he's saying that he wants a divorce.
What?
Yeah, he's saying that he's come to realize that the person I actually am is not one that he can see himself spending the rest of his life with. He said that he wants to be with someone who doesn't make his life harder by spending all of his money and someone who actually works to help contribute towards the house. But he said the most important thing was that whoever he is with needs to get along with his family, most importantly, his brother. So, what did you tell him about me?
Oh, wow, he actually said that?
Yeah. He also put all of my things on the sidewalk outside of the house. Can you believe he did that? I didn't even do anything wrong.
Well, maybe you need to go away and reflect on your behavior. It might do you some good for the future.
Whatever. I don't need your stupid advice right now. Just get me back with your brother. It's your fault we've split up.
Well, I know that's not true in the slightest. Besides, he's my older brother and he can make up his own mind about who he likes and who he doesn't. I'm not gonna try and persuade him to be with someone he doesn't want to be with, especially when that person is a horrible narcissist who cares about no one but herself.
Some brother-in-law you are. You're just useless to me. I mean, where am I supposed to go now? I've got nowhere to live.
Well, there's plenty of flats available.
Ugh.
Anyway, if you got nothing left to say, I'm gonna go. I've got some things to move back into my old house.
Hey, you've got to help me. I don't want to live a normal life like everybody else. Get back here, Dylan. Dylan!
After hearing what my brother did, kicking out his wife and getting a divorce from her, I thanked him for backing me up. I then moved back into the house that we shared and went back to paying half of the rent and the bills. Now that Taylor was gone though, Tristan had a lot more money to spare and he was even able to buy himself some things that he'd been wanting for quite a while. As for Taylor, I heard that she had to get a job at a local supermarket. I do see her around from time to time when I shop, and she doesn't look like she's living a life of luxuries at all. I think she ended up renting a flat in town, which was nowhere near as nice as the house that me and my brother lived in. But sometimes life needs to deal you a pretty big lesson in order for you to shape yourself up. I just hope it works for Taylor.